Here we go. Right in. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Hey, 47.
From the 29, Prescott over the middle, complete. That's Lamb. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the counter, Elliott. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Throwing, Prescott. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Lamb. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy 1st down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they won't run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The tight end set to valve the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. They run the counter. Elliott. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Prescott from the gun. And that is caught. Oh, what a catch at the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that's...
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator?
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And an alley to run. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. That'll go down as a 99-yard kick return, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, there you go. They gave up a score to start the game, and as quick as they could get it back, they did on the return.
And people talk about this all the time, whether you're coaching it, whether you're trying to work on it, whether you're just trying to put in the minds of your players. Attack back as fast as you can after giving up a score. No quicker way than on a kick return.
Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do?
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing is Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. Flush to his right. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. So a 3rd and 9, and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Here's Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Throw left side, complete. That's Lamb. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain of 16 yards. And a Cowboy first down.
These two teams all tied after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A first down carry by Elliott. Earl Thomas in on the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second.
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Onwuasor. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Here's Jackson to throw. Now he's forced out left and eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Randy Gregory. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. Give him 8, maybe 9, but they're still left with a 3rd and long upcoming.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you pay.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into 1st down and then some. They'll run on 1st down. It's Elliott. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens 39.
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. Letting one fly deep, and this is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Cowboys have taken the lead. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this is their 3rd drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a 2nd drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Dancing to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Pass from Jackson, complete to Ingram. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson buying time to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So on fourth down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And this one is right down Broadway. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Prescott now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. That one complete. Elliott. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Prescott yet again. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jalen Ferguson. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. Here now, Brett Maher. He hit from 62 in his rookie season of 2018. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. From the 24, Jackson trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
Quick throw, and it's caught by Gallup. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's Gallup getting it on a jet sweep. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
They'll run with Pollard. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. 2nd and 5 now. Prescott, and he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Nazir Jones cruises in for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. Marr able to put this one through. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side. I
would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime means had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the...
Oh, wide open, complete. There he goes, left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will level the playing field at 17-all. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about
that. Super tough.
Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now a deep ball here hauled in just past the 50. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 30 yards. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Elliott. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. And again, it's Prescott. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 22-yard line.
Good route, good pickup for 1st down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. They'll try the sweep with Elliott. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Back now in Baltimore. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. One man in the backfield, that's Elliott on second and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle, and he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offensive. Ingram churning. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
The UCLA product, Kenny Young, had the tackle. On second and 9, Prescott got his man there, complete to Gallup. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power run.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
His guys take over first and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Let's go.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal.
Watch the screen.
Prescott down. That's complete right around the 8. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. He'll get only 2 there, and it's second and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Calling no gain on the dump-off, and it's third down. They've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? To throw is Prescott. Toward the pylon, caught. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 39. From the gun, it's Jackson. Being chased out left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. On second and 12, Prescott eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. The Cowboys on third down. They've been tough to stop, 8 for 10 so far. This is third down and 12. Prescott from the gun. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lamb. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture as now they've got a first and 10. Throwing here, Prescott. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was set to Valve, but it's going to be second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. They'll throw again. Prescott. He shakes it off, but now he's swallowed up and taken down.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said,
and a big loss here as he's taken down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And not much there at all, as he'll get this only up to about the 11. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. One last shot for Jackson. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.